At this time, I'd like to introduce Mr. Brennan Mcfarlane. He is the choir director of G.W. Carver Middle School, and he has a special song to share with you.
This is called It Takes a Village. Every kid is worth their weight in gold, and glory's bound to be in stories told. And all the ones who helped them on their way, when that baby fell, when that child went astray. Oh, the molders of their minds, savers of their lives, the workers in the barren lands, the folks on the court and sitting in the stands. You've got mamas and daddies, grandmas and grandpappies. You've got foster moms and foster dads, whoever gave them all they had. You've got coaches and teachers, youth pastors and preachers, in a world where life's a little wild. It takes a village to raise a child. When that baby says, I don't understand, there's someone there to lend a hand and help them stand. And when they do something that's not so great, I hope there's someone there to set them straight. And when they want to let their feelings show, I hope there's a crowd for them to act or dance for, to sing or play to. And when disaster strikes, I hope there's someone there to tell them everything will be alright. You've got principals and food servers, counselors and social workers, artists and musicians, leaders with a mission. You got doctors, nurses, 911, daycare workers, everyone, in a world where life's a little wild. Oh, I hope somebody's there to make them smile, 'cause it takes a village to raise a child.
We were looking for someone to help us welcome our principals back to in-person meetings. We had been over 14 months on Zoom and not able to be together, and so I was talking to my team about how we needed to have a really special meeting. It was our opportunity to talk about what we had been through and to enjoy being together again. And so we came up with this really fun theme with a song, and I was looking for someone to play that song, and so Mr. Carpenter, our fine arts director, connected us to Brennan, and Brennan showed up. Well, actually a couple of days before he came, Mr. Carpenter said he likes to write original songs. Could you give us some words? I said, I got lots of words. So I sent him tons of words about the work we're doing. And I think he looked at it and shook his head and said, I don't know what to do with that. Because they weren't words really for the song. Oh, yeah, I said way too much. And so he did weave in the mission, but the rest of it is all him. It's all original, really special. It was really moving, so thank you for that. It takes a village to raise a child is an African proverb. That means the entire community of people must interact with children for those children to experience and grow in a safe and healthy environment. So thank you for being a part of our village. Congratulations to each one of you on your retirement. We appreciate you so much. I'm going to pass it to Kyle DeBeer, our Chief of Staff, who is going to help with special recognitions.
Thank you all so much. It is such an honor to be here to thank you for your service and to celebrate your service. I'd like to ask the folks who are going to help distribute the gifts for our retirees this morning if you'd come up and join us. We have a clock for you, which is certainly one way to measure what you've given to the district in the hours, in the days, in this room collectively, in the centuries of service. But just as compelling, I think, is the lives that you've touched. And in this room, there are literally thousands of lives that have been transformed by your service and your work. And in many cases, you may never know exactly the impact that you've made, but it made a profound impact in a student's life. It could be the student who saw you in the front office and asking about how they were doing that day when they felt like no one cared made all the difference in the world. So thank you for your service, and I'm just honored to be here to be able to celebrate and recognize you. And first, I would like to recognize Laura Alford, who for the last 15 years has taught second grade at Mountain View Elementary School. She taught kindergarten at Mountain View before that. Yeah, if you want to come up, we've got, as I mentioned, a clock for you. Some of our trustees would like to celebrate with you. But one of the things I love is that after graduating from Baylor, Laura began her teaching career in Hallsburg, teaching second grade. And I can only imagine what that experience of transitioning from Hallsburg to Waco ISD was like. But we're grateful that you did, and we're grateful that you've stayed with us for the past 18 years. She says that among her fondest memories are the special relationships that she's made with staff, with parents, and with students at Mountain View, that she has always considered teaching as a ministry, and her goal has been to make a difference in the lives of her students and her families, and I have no doubt that she has. Thank you so much. Jeanette Anderson is our next retiree that we'd like to celebrate this morning. Jeanette is a first grade teacher at Dean Highland Elementary currently, but previously also taught pre-kindergarten and kindergarten at Bells Hill. She has 31 years of service in education, and 28 of those have been with us here in Waco ISD. Thank you, Jeanette. I love how she describes the experience of being a teacher for some of our youngest learners. She says that her fondest memory is all of the unconditional love, smiles, and laughter shared with her students. Shared, not just a one-way street. And the joy on her students' faces when they realize that they can read independently. I think that really captures that difference that Jeanette has made in the lives of our students. Thank you, Jeanette. Christy Alexander is currently a teacher at South Waco Elementary as she retires, but she's also taught at Kendrick and has taught pre-K, 26 years in education that Christy has given to the students in our community, and all 26 of those years here in Waco ISD. Thank you. She was, and this is incredible, the 5-time outstanding teacher for her campus over that 26-year career. And she's looking forward in retirement to traveling with her husband, to finding a hobby, and to volunteering. And we hope some of that volunteering will keep you in the lives of our students. Thank you so much. Lillian Battles is also at South Waco Elementary as a literacy aide today as she retires, but she's over her career had 26 years in education, the last 6 of those here in Waco ISD. And she has made a difference in helping her students connect with their community, connect with their school, and be included, including throughout the years planning the Black History program and leading the choir at South Waco Elementary. She'll be moving back home in retirement to help her sister with her ministry. Lillian, thank you so much for your service to our students. Caroline Bennett has been teaching second grade at Cedar Ridge Elementary School. And one of the things that I love about her story of her 28 years in Waco ISD is that when she became a teacher in Waco ISD, she was able to teach alongside her first grade teacher, who was Ruby Lynn Gibson. I love those connections and that it's a chain of service to our students that's been inspired and that you're carrying on. Thank you so much for that. We hope you enjoy traveling with your husband, Robert, as you head into your retirement. Tina Black is a paraprofessional at J.H. Hines Elementary School. She's been with us in Waco ISD for 6 years, and also all of those 6 years have been her service in education. She has just a joy for working with pre-kindergarten students, and you know the difference that makes as we're bringing those students into our schools and helping them get acquainted to what school is going to look like. She loves shadowing learning and carrying experiences, seeing those students enhance and grow. And I love her plans for retirement include completing her degree plan in early childhood education. It's that lifelong love of learning that we want to cultivate in our students that she's demonstrating in her own life. Thank you so much for your service to Waco ISD, Tina. Lisa Kane is currently an assistant principal at University High School, or that's where she retires from. She also spent a year at Hillcrest over her 29 years in service at Waco ISD. She talks about the connections that she's made as she describes her fondest memories as well, saying that making lifelong friends and being able to travel and present and represent the district at various conferences has been one of those highlights for her. Certainly understand why she says in retirement that she's looking forward to not working on holidays and weekends, to being able to read for pleasure. We certainly hope you enjoy that and the weekend getaways you plan to take. Thank you, Lisa. Maria Diaz is a member of our Child Nutrition Services team, and she's been a member of that team for 21 years. She's currently been serving at Waco High School. We are grateful for the nourishment that you've given our students, not just the nutritional nourishment, but the warm and welcoming embrace that you've given them in our cafeteria as they encounter you throughout the day. We know that certainly feeding their bodies has made a difference, but so has the warmth and caring that you've given for them as a whole person. So thank you so much, and we hope you look forward to enjoying your retirement after 21 years of service with Waco ISD. Thank you. Wilmarie Gaines is leaving us as a special education inclusion aide and resource instructional aide at Tennyson Middle School. Wilmarie also served us as a substitute. She's spent 18 years with Waco ISD, including 15 as a paraprofessional. Her fondest memories with Waco ISD include participating in talent shows, working with wonderful staff and children, and having the opportunity to be mobile and interact with more people. I think that captures it, right? It's the relationships we make and the relationships we shape that stick with us and that stick with our students. In retirement, she's looking forward to spending time with her grandchildren, exercising, and getting into some water to relax her body. But what I'm most excited for is she also says she's looking forward to subbing for Waco ISD in retirement. So thank you so much for your service, but thank you too for not ending your service with your retirement. We'll look forward to seeing you back here. Linda Horn is currently a library aide at Dean Highland Elementary School. Linda has been in education for 32 years, but 28 of those years right here in Waco ISD. And what's incredible is she has seen the scope of our district in her time with Waco ISD. In addition to Dean Highland, she's been at Kendrick, Crestview. She was a visiting teacher at A.J. Moore. She also spent time working for Durham as a bus driver. So in so many different ways, Linda has served our community and our students. Thank you so much for that, Linda. I have to share, as she shakes hands, her fondest memory, which is a young man that she met while subbing at University High School. She saw him later at a football game, and he told her that she was the reason he went to college and finished college and high school. That is an incredible mark on that young man's life that she's made. Rose Hughes is currently the parent campus liaison for Indian Spring and Tennyson Middle Schools. Rose has 27 years of experience in education, 22 of those years with Waco ISD, where in addition to serving as the PCL at 2 middle school campuses, she's been at Waco High, at Crestview, at A.J. Moore, at Cesar Chavez, at Wiley. So you've also seen all that Waco ISD has to offer to our students. Her fondest memory is from her first year in the district when she was working with a Waco High life skills class and saw the opportunity to make the difference in the lives of those students. Thank you for making a difference in their lives and the lives of so many of our other students. Janet Joyner retires as the Dean of Instruction at Indian Spring Middle School. Janet has been in education for the past 37 years, and all of those 37 years have been in Waco ISD. She has been a teacher at University Middle School, at GL Wiley Middle, at GW Carver, and now, of course, Dean of Instruction at Indian Spring Middle School. As a teacher at University Middle School, one of her fondest memories, and I think this says something that it's her fondest memory, was taking more than 40 students to Washington, D.C. and New York. You're a special person if you relish taking 40 middle school students to Washington, D.C. and New York. She shared their amazement at flying on an airplane for the first time, at visiting the White House, at visiting historical sites, and seeing that history come alive for them. Thank you so much for giving our students that experience, but also for giving nearly 40 years of your life to our students and to Waco ISD. Thank you. This past year, Jill May Kroll has been teaching kindergarten at Provident Heights Elementary, but she's been teaching in Waco ISD for the past 24 years. And has 31 years of experience in education. Like so many of the other people you're hearing from this morning, the fondest moments of her teaching career have centered on her passion for kids. She says that she loved seeing their smiling faces, the first day of school when there were fresh crayons and new clothes, the last day of school, and that realization that comes over our students as they realize just how much they've gained in the course of the year. It's incredible to know that you've made that difference and helped them see that transformation in themselves. In retirement, she looks forward to having more flexibility to take spur-of-the-moment vacations, and we hope you enjoy those. Thank you so much for your service. James Miller Sr. retires as the reset aide at Hillcrest PDS. In his 12 years with Waco ISD, James has also worked at Provident Heights and Alta Vista Elementary. And his fondest memories of his time in the district include seeing students complete and graduate, go on to college and earn a degree. And James, we appreciate so much the difference you made in setting those students on that path, and all the lives that not only you've touched, but in turn those students are going to transform because of the difference you've made in their life. So thank you so much, James. We hope you enjoy traveling in retirement with your wife, Darlene, and with your 3 children. Linda Lou Rebaga retires from Parkdale Elementary School as the campus's PEAMS specialist. She's also served as the campus's secretary over the last 6 years, but that's just a fraction of the time that she's given to students and to schools. She has 28 years of experience in education. And she captures in her fondest moment something that I think anyone on an elementary campus has experienced, which is working with those youngest learners in pre-kindergarten through 2nd grade and seeing them look to you for help and safety. And we know that for those students at Parkdale, she really did create that sense of safety. Thank you for doing that, and thank you for making a difference, not just in the lives of our students, of course, but in the lives of your entire campus. We know that that makes a difference for our teachers and our staff as well. Thank you. Gloria Rivera is a 1st grade ESL teacher as she retires from Parkdale Elementary. Along the way, in her 21 years in education, she's also been at J.H. Hines Elementary School and Doris Miller Elementary School. But she has had 37 years in education, and before she came to Waco ISD, she spent 16 years in education in the Philippines. So we're grateful you made that very long trek to Waco to serve our students as well. Over her career, she's been the Region 12 Teacher of the Year for elementary. In 2005, she's been a Campus Teacher of the Year 3 times on 3 different campuses, and we really hope that you enjoy the opportunity to travel more with family in your retirement and to care for your 3 granddaughters. Also really excited that you plan to volunteer when we're out of this pandemic world and it's totally safe again. Thank you so much, Glory. Ben Sagi retired from Waco ISD as the coordinator for our Regional Day School for the Deaf program, which is something that makes such a difference for the students who are a part of that program, and that isn't always something that's most visible about Waco ISD. One of the things that's really unique about us is we have the Day School for the Deaf program. We have a number of programs that serve students from surrounding districts in ways that really make a difference in their lives. But over 33 years in education, Ben spent 7 of those here with Waco ISD. And he, captures, like so many other people, that fondest memory of seeing deaf students that he worked with graduate from high school and being able to set them on that path for accomplishment and success, not just here in our buildings in Waco ISD, but in life beyond after they walk across the stage and get that diploma. Ben, thank you for that service and for making a difference in our students' lives. Rachel Stanfield is at Dean Highland Elementary, where she's a 3rd grade teacher. Rachel's also spent time at Lake Air Middle School and North Waco Elementary School along the path to 35 years in Waco ISD. Thank you, Rachel. She lists as one of her favorite accomplishments from her time in the district being awarded the 1999-2000 Teacher of the Year for North Waco Middle School and serving as a mentor teacher, being a mentor to Baylor interns. And that's, I think, one of the incredible things that so many people in this room have done, and that I hope you continue to do, and that's mentor the next generation of educators behind you and the people who are going to continue to make that difference in the lives of our students. In retirement, she has several projects that have been on hold that she's looking to complete, but her first priority will be caring for her 81-year-old mother, and we hope your mother is doing well. Thank you so much. Joyce Stimson retires from Waco ISD as the community liaison for the Greater Waco Advanced Academies. Joyce has 21 years of experience in education, and all 21 here in Waco ISD. Thank you, Joyce. She's spent time at a number of campuses, including Lake Air Middle, which is where one of her favorite memories comes from. She described pushing a wheelchair-bound student across a field to fly her first kite and asking the student if it was everything she thought it would be. And the student turned to her and said, "It was better than that." That is, those moments, even sometimes outside of anything in the curriculum, that are just moments of connection, make such a difference in our students' lives. Thank you for giving our students those moments, Joyce. Jane Sykes is a math teacher at Tennyson Middle School as she leaves Waco ISD. She has 46 years of experience in education. Thank you. 35 of those years have been in Waco ISD and included time at both Tennyson and Parkdale. She says that she fondly remembers her 13 years at Parkdale Elementary School in 1st, 4th, and 5th grades, but her favorite years were at Tennyson Middle School and the Atlas Academy, teaching math and Algebra 1 to 6th and 7th graders. And what is so cool is she talks about seeing those 6th and 7th graders just get inspired and discover a love of math that she was able to spark and create in them. And anyone who can spark a love of math in 6th and 7th graders is doing something special. Thank you so much, Jane. We hope that you really do enjoy and have no schedule in retirement as you're looking forward to. Dr. Robin Wilson retires as our Director of State and Federal Programs. But Robin has served in several capacities over 17 years with Waco ISD and 35 years in education serving students. Out of all that time, her favorite moment, she says, is working with students and teachers as a principal and being able to share in their accomplishments and celebrations. And that's incredible. It's knowing that you've shaped and helped to contribute to those accomplishments and celebrating them. She says that she will always cherish and appreciate the devotion of the many teachers and campus administrators who are working to make Waco ISD a better school district for our students. And so many of those people are in this room today. Ram, thank you so much for your service to our students. Thank you for making a difference in their lives. Amanda York is a Spanish teacher at Tennyson Middle School. In 19 years with Waco ISD, she's also spent time at Lake Air and Carver. She's given 29 years of service to students through her time in education. And her fondest memory really speaks to breaking new ground and doing something special for students. She opened AP Spanish courses at 3 different middle schools in Waco ISD. And she was proud that her students always did very well on the AP test, and that she would arrive together with them at 7 a.m. for extra study time to get them ready for that test. We're excited that in retirement she plans on being more involved in the community programs of her church, including the school reading program. So we hope to see you back on campus inspiring and motivating our students in a different way. Thank you so much for all that you've done for Waco ISD. And of note, her husband is also a Waco ISD retiree, so a family tradition of service to Waco ISD. Can we give all of our retirees a big round of applause? I just want to say thank you again. It really is impossible to overstate the difference that you have made in our school district, in our community, in our students, shaping not just them, shaping not just the people that you work with, but in turn, the generations of educators and the generations of students that will come after them. Thank you so much. This community, really this world, is a better place because of the years that you've given in service. And now I'd like to welcome our Vice President of the Board of Trustees, Stephanie Quarterwig, for some final remarks. Madam Vice President.
It is an honor to be here. I left my notes at the table, so I'm just going to kind of let you know what I've been sensing and feeling as I've been here. This is one of my most favorite time of the year because I get to hear kind of the impact that each of you have had. And as people were walking through the line, I kept thinking, these people must use oil of Olay because I don't think they're old enough to retire. I mean, you guys look good. And I just, I think Dr. Kincannon alluded to this when she said that there's a craft that you have. We all know as educators, you learn theory in school, but then you get into school and you need to learn it in a different way, And I just, I think it was Michelangelo who said, in every block of stone or marble, there's a beautiful sculpture. And I think you are in the same way craftsmen. You see this child and you're able to take off the excess, whether it is wonderful TEA and the stuff that they roll out, or whether it is just the encumbrances of life for kids, or whether it is self-doubt that kids have. You're able to chisel that away to help kids realize their potential. This beautiful work of art. So I consider you guys craftsmen. You have a craft and you have honed this artistic craft that cannot be taught in a school, but has to be mastered over years and years and years. So I'm so thankful for you, and I want to echo what Dr. Kincannon said when she said, please come back. We need your craft. You have what we need. We need that expertise. And I also thought it was so fitting that we're here. I was getting breakfast and I saw these guys playing golf and I thought, well, that's nice, We drove by a pool and I thought, well, that's nice too, And just, I really want you, as you've spent so many times serving our kids in, at times, very difficult circumstances, take some time to also hone your own self-care. So, I know we're big proponents of talking about self-care, but if you're anything like any of the educators I've ever known, you don't do it. You talk about it, but don't do it. So take this time for yourselves, kind of cut off the excess of your own life, and really hone that self-care and get refreshed, because when you get bored, as I know most of you will, most of the educators I know who retire usually come back, either in part-time or do something for the kids. But I just, as you kind of nurture yourself, we'd love to have you back, but as you nurture yourself, just know you have made an impact. You have a craft that no one else has. You have the years of experience. You are an artist and an artisan. And that has made our community, that's made our kids, our families a better place. And so I'm just so thankful for you. I hope you really do take time to rest, kind of reflect, and know that you have made an impact. Even if kids haven't come back and said it, you've made an impact. You know you've made an impact when you walk into HEB and the kids all know you. You know you've made an impact. The kids know it and they feel it, even if you don't say it. So thank you for your years of service, for serving our community, for doing the hard work. It's not always easy. So thank you. And I hope and pray you enjoy your retirement. And then if you get bored, you come back. Okay, you guys have a wonderful evening. I guess, grab some coffee if you would like, kind of chit-chat, mingle, and visit, but this concludes our program.